Now, I want to read a letter here that will probably acquaint you with all of the trouble that is going on in Harlem. Who is behind it? Who is behind the Times Magazine writing an article in there on me and trying to charge me with hate speech? Here is the author here. He wrote me a letter. That is the imperial wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. I want one of you to come up here and read this letter that is not a...
1 Thessalonians 2, 14, 16, St. John's 8, 44 and 48, Christian Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. Arch leader J.B. Stoner, Imperial Wizard, August 6, 1959, Louisville 4, Kentucky. Suite B, 702 Barrett Avenue, corner of Barrett and Broadway. National Headquarters, Post Office Box 48, Atlanta, Georgia. Honorable Stephen P. Kennedy, Police Commissioner of New York City, New York, New York. Still confidential and top secret, reference to black Muslims. Dear fellow white man, the Christian Knights of the Ku Klux Klan is composed of all loyal white people, both Catholic and Protestant, native born.
He said they are composed of all loyal white people. Then when we look at all loyal white people, we're looking at all loyal Ku Klux Klan people.
Native born and foreign born, young and old, we are working to unite all of the forces of the white Christendom in the struggle to preserve the great white race.
To preserve, pardon me, just listen to what he said. To preserve the great white race. Who is going to preserve the great black race? When you here want to be white, well now who's going to preserve the black man? If you want to go over and be white, or let them rob you, your color, who is going to preserve the black man? God and Elijah will try and preserve them.
The future of civilization depends upon the survival of the beautiful, intelligent white race, the bearer of Christian truth. I received a report from one of our Klansmen on the New York police force informing me that...
Just a minute. Did you say one was on the police force?
That's right. I'll reread it.
Oh, yes, sir.
I have received a report from one of our Klansmen on the New York police force informing me that the nigger Muslims are in rebellion against white law and order. Make a comment?
Now, he says that he has received from one of his Klansmen that is on the police force that we, the Muslims, yeah, we, the nigger Muslims, are in rebellion against white law and order. I want that leader of the Ku Klux Klan to prove to us one instance where we ever have rebelled against the law of New York. On Wynn or anywhere in the country. I wish I could take him to Congress and he and I sit down face to face with a mic, a national hookup, and let everybody see he and I talk together. I would like would pay $100,000 for every hour, for every half an hour, to get that kind of talk to shore up this wicked world.
He reports that those blacks have no respect for your honest white Christian policemen.
Yes, sir. Now, we have no respect for police force. We are in Chicago for over 25 years. We were in Detroit 10 years. We go all over this country. What police out there can say to us that we disobey them or their orders? We are the best law-abiding citizens there is in the country when it comes to not making trouble. We don't make trouble. What we look like trying to rebel against the law and order of the country with nothing but our hands. We don't carry knife, gun, pistol, or nothing. We don't teach our followers to carry no such thing. We come to you absolutely without any armed with nothing but the truth. And yet we are the greatest troublemakers in the country, doing nothing but at peace with each other, and yet it's troublemakers. That shows you who these people are. Move on.
Therefore, in the interest of law and justice, I am offering you the support of the Christian Knights of the Ku Klux Klan.
Look out, Harlem. I read in the paper last week where they had already reinforced the police force. So better look at them careful. You will see a little badge with the cross on it.
I am an expert on the black Muslims and have kept up with their infidelic activities for many years. From my knowledge of them, I assure you that they are much more dangerous to white Christian rule in New York than you realize. You and I must join forces to stop the black Muslims now, or they will soon drive every white person out of New York City.
Very weak.
The largest city in the world will then be all-nigger city of black supremacy, where white black Muslims conquering New York is for my Christian Knights and your New York police to join hands and work together to uphold white Christian supremacy. Without the support of my Christian Knights, the Muslims will continue to force you to retreat until you and the great Mayor Wagner and all other white officials and judges will be ousted from office. Then he will only allow niggas on the New York... Oh, I'm sorry. Without the support of my Christian Knights, the Muslims will continue to force you to retreat until you and the great Mayor Wagner and all other white officials and judges will be ousted from office. Elijah Muhammad will then give your jobs to a nigger and put in a nigger as mayor of New York. Then he will only allow niggers on the New York City Council, and all judges and all policemen will be niggers. By then, the Muslims will have driven all white people out of New York without exception. Don't let the black Muslims fool you when they demand entrance to schools in white neighborhoods or demand houses or apartments in white areas. They only wish to enter white neighborhoods and white schools so they can then proceed to drive all the whites out. Take my advice and we will put the niggers in their place instead of letting them take over New York City and all national power that goes with it. Continued page 2, preserve the white race. Page 2. We need to put the black hoodlums out of business. But we must do it in a legal way with the police and the courts. As a Georgia lawyer, I insist on doing everything according to law. You know what I mean. It is urgent. It is urgent that you persuade the officials of the state of New York to immediately repeal all ordinances and laws that prevent whites from discriminating against Negroes, because those evil laws constitute an open invitation to all the niggers in the South to move to New York City, where they will strengthen the Muslim and subject that giant metropolis to black supremacy. Those laws need to be replaced with laws that will help white Christians in New York to imitate us Southerners by keeping the darkers in their place. You might be interested in knowing that some Southern businessmen and farmers are complaining because their darkies are leaving the South and moving to New York, where they can get higher pay. Wealthy Southern housewives are complaining because it is becoming harder to find colored maids and cooks who will work for $1 per day. They want you to send them back and cut out those high wages for niggers in New York. They are moving to New York in large numbers to work for higher wages on account of your laws against racial discrimination. Remember, every nigger who moves from the South to New York City makes the Muslim more powerful. You need to learn more about the evil genius, Elijah Muhammad, or you will never stop him and his niggers from taking over your city. He claims to be the reincarnation of that infidelic 7th century prophet Muhammad, who almost conquered the known world, and he may be him because he is much more clever than the other niggers. I think we need to put Muhammad out of the business in the legal way and not use not use the criminal methods that communist FBI is using against him. I hear that the FBI is hiring Negro pimps to join up with the Muslims so they can spy on them. They will also start arguments and meetings so as to disrupt them. They also try to turn niggers away from Islam by accusing Muhammad and other Muslim officials of stealing money out of the Muslim treasury, because the FBI knows that most niggers will believe those kind of false charges without any proof. Even though I would enjoy seeing Muhammad hang from a Harlem lamppost, I have to admit that he does not steal from his own followers. We are both familiar enough the red FBI methods to know that the FBI plans to frame the Muslim by having niggers. FBI pimps use violence and then blame it on the Muslim instead of using illegal FBI police state methods. I suggest that we put the Muslim out of business with the white Christian methods that have worked so well in the South. Besides, any spies you put among the Muslims will probably be killed. Those Muslims are the meanest niggas in the world. You need to realize that Muhammad has organized several 100,000 Negroes throughout America. His Muslim temple are springing up everywhere. He has several temples in my home city of Atlanta. If you were a student of race, you would know that Christianity is the white man's religion and has only been successful in white countries, whereas the Muslim religion or Islam is a nigger religion which appeals to the nigger, black racial instinct. That is why the Muslim grows stronger every day, even though every nigger that becomes a Muslim will go to hell when he dies. If we fail to stop the Muslim now, the 16 million Negroes of America will all soon be Muslim, and you will never be able to stop them. Reports from Christian missionaries say that Islam is sweeping over all of Africa, so don't underestimate the Muslims. Up to and including its edition, copyrighted in 1956, the Encyclopedia Britannica admitted that under the heading of Negro, that the nigger is closer to the anthropoid ape than the white man is in every respect except one. It also reveals that the nigger to be natural, born cannibal. For more information about the facts of race, I suggest you read Take Your Choice, Separation, or Mongrelization it is, by the late U.S. Senator Bilbo of Mississippi and the White American by Ernest Seville Cox. Both are in the Library of Congress. Another valuable race book is The Cult of Equality by Stuart O'Landry. 305 Charters, New Orleans, Louisiana. Therefore, you can easily see that your problem is with black savage. We will help you put the blacks in their place before they turn all of your great cities into a barbaric jungle. The NAACP is a bad gang, but I assure you that the Muslims are 10 times more dangerous. The NAACP is a cream puff compared to the black Israel. The NAACP likes white people so much that its members try to associate with us whites every day. But the Muslims think they are better than us whites, even though everybody knows that we whites are superior to the nigger coons. I guess you know that the NAACP is headed by a man who is not a nigger. But there is a bad nigger at the head of the Muslims. I've had white Christian friends write to many magazines inciting them to denounce Muhammad and his Muslims so as to scare many cowed Negroes away from him. So far, I have managed to stick both Times Magazine and U.S. News and World Report on them. Police Commissioner Kennedy, my dear friend, I now offer you the service of this Christian Knights of the Ku Klux Klan for the purpose of maintaining white supremacy in New York City and for keeping New York niggers in their place. I think 5,000 Klanmen could clean up Harlem for you if you would give them police badges and New York police uniforms to wear instead of that Klan uniform. They will leave their Klan robes at home so the New York niggers won't know that your police reinforcements are white Christian Klansmen. You can use our Christian Knights as guards to protect every white business in Harlem and also other New York areas where niggers customers are giving trouble to white businessmen. After all, how do the black jigaboos expect to live without white businessmen to sell them what they need? You can also use our Klansmen to escort white salesmen into Harlem and other parts of New York City that are suffering from the black plague. I will expect you to supply my Klansmen with police pistols so they won't have to carry their own pistols. They will also require machine guns, riot guns, tear gas, and big clubs. They will especially want some big sticks with iron inside the wood so they can crack hard niggers' skulls. Niggers have bigger skulls and smaller skulls than we whites. In your police uniform, my Klansmen will teach New York niggers to respect white Christian policemen. I will send my Christian Knights to your rescue as soon as you call for them. Do you want to keep the plans secret or make them public? If we give publicity to these plans, the yellow-livered, cowardly darkies will probably start shaking in their shoes and showing proper respect for white people before the arrival of the Ku Klux Klan. Please advise. In case you decide to keep our plan secret, remember that the secret might leak out. In case of a leak, strongly deny that you have called for the support of the Christian Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. I want you to jump up and down and scream when you tell the newspapermen that you are not working together in case our plan leaks out. That will keep them from saying anything. Tell your superiors to take their choice. You can either accept our support and have white supremacy in your giant city, or you can retreat and abandon New York City to Elijah Muhammad. his Muslim and his black supremacy. I know we will enjoy working together to roll back the black locusts. Together, my dear friends, we will save New York City for the white race, the race that built civilization. In the Christian bond of white racial brotherhood, I remain yours truly, yours of Christ, for Christ, race and country. The Imperial Wizard of Greece. Thank you.
Brothers and sisters, just a minute. We thank the brother for reading this letter to you. Our time is just about up here, but here's a letter that he wrote to me directly. He sent me a copy of this commissioner's letter. I don't know why he wanted to send me the copy of the commissioner's letter, but he sent me also a copy of my letter, but we don't have time to or rather sent to me a letter directly to me. And we don't have time to read this letter, but I will say to you, the brother may read just 3 lines or first paragraph here.
Infidel, I have your black Muslim on the run, and I will soon put you out of business. That being the case, why don't you dissolve your Muslim niggas organization or Islam and tell your darkest to go home and be good niggas and to stay in their place? Muhammad, you don't have a chance against me because I am using other niggas against you. Some niggas work for me for pay and others work for me because they are cowards. And some of them work for me because they know I am right. You will have to admit that I kept you from speaking in Indianapolis recently. For several months I have been operating out of my special Louisville base to build the Klan stronger in the border states, especially Indiana. Therefore, when I heard you were planning to speak in Indianapolis, I drove over to Indianapolis and had a conference with local Klan leaders. They told me I had nothing to worry about because they would scare the coward Negroes in Indianapolis. They then got prominent people to call on Reverend Harding and other leaders of the nigger community in Indianapolis and headed you off. We were also able to frighten you and your black friends with the police. Of course, I told them to threaten you with other laws instead of that unconstitutional law that says you can't hate anybody, whatever that means.
Yes. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much. Brothers and sisters, you have heard these letters read and a part of another letter here, which I would like that you heard the whole entire 2 pages of it. And you will find out that this Klan's leader boasts that he has the preachers of the church on his side, and that several of them is working directly with him. And I don't think that they actually know that they are working with him, but this is enough for them to learn. And this is enough for you to know what they are doing against you. Think over these things. They like to beat your head. They like to kill you. They like to deprive you of justice. They don't want you enjoying the same freedom that they enjoy. They don't want you in a good home. They don't want you in their neighborhood. They don't want you in their country. So why should not you and I unite and get out of their country? Let's get out from among them.
Will everyone please hold your seat just for 1 more minute until our beloved leader and teacher finishes. Please hold your seat for just a few more moments. Thank you.
So this here this afternoon was mostly to acquaint you with just what was going on and who is the real root hate teacher and the real root troublemaker. I wanted you to know that. We are not making trouble nowhere in this country. We're not trying to make trouble. We don't intend to make trouble. We only intend to try to unite our people, get them together, tell them the truth, and teach them to go for themselves and stop laying around licking white people's boots, begging them for a little piece of bread and a little dime or a job to make a dime. Let us unite get together, take our black woman to ourselves, and protect her from the white lynchers and from the white rapers. And if we can't do that, then let us go commit suicide ourselves. Because we're not fit to be a race of people if we cannot protect ourselves and our woman. We just cannot be fit to be called a race of people. The white people are coming in your own houses today, walking in the street, grabbing up your guns off in the street, raping them, doing whatever they please. Your paper is full of that stuff every week. I said, let you and I unite together, beat our children back in the house, and stop them from trying to be white children, stop them from mixing with them even as much. Stop our woman from painting her face like white people. Stop our woman from dyeing her hair like white women. Stop our woman from rouging her lips like white women. Make our woman be our woman. Give her a home to herself. And then the world will respect you. You can't be respected over here crying to be white, crying to have white people to allow you to marry them. You can never be respected. Who wants a people like that? And what man is fit to be called a man who will allow his wife to sit right in his face, dye his hair, her hair, like white people's hair, then paint her face like white people? Right there and then I tell my wife, since you want to be one of them, get out of here and go to them and don't never come back this way anymore. If a white man saw his wife trying to black her face, blacken her hair, blacken her eyes, and her eyebrows to look like black niggers, he would kill her. I say, my friend, wake up and be a man yourself. Stop standing around arguing with each other. As soon as a leader rises up among you to help you, you are ready to stone. You can try and stone me if you want to. I'm going to try and love and make unity for you. You do whatever you want. I'm never going to throw a stone at you. But I have someone behind me that will throw stones at you. So don't bother with throwing stones today. Bother about trying to make unity among the black man and try to be the black man's brother everywhere you find him on the planet. That's your best bet today, is to try to be in unity with all dark people. Stop trying to be in unity with the people that don't want you. They hate you and call you a D-black so-and-so and so. Get out of that people's face. Stop begging them to live in their community. Stop moving in their community. Stop sticking your black child up around their white children in their school, forcing them to admit your children. Go ask them to build you a school. Go ask them to give you the textbooks that they have. Go ask them to finance your school until you're able to finance it for yourself. And your children will be best children for the future. Instead of trying to make them stick up over there in a white school where they are stoned, kicked out, cursed, and called all kinds of ugly names. You are a fool for doing so, trying to break a way into a man's house that is kicking you out. Get out of his house and go for your life. This earth is large enough for you and I to live on it. Ourselves, not in the white man's house. The white man wants America, let him have America. Let you and I go elsewhere, where we came from. Stop making trouble for yourself. And him too. If he's through with you and I, he has freed you and I, let's act like free men. Go for our free self. I thank you. This is our conclusion. Sorry we had to stay up to the last very minute. This is the very minute. Thank you, but all who would like to line up here and give their names to us, that you are joining the unity of the black men, I say, come on up. Come right on up. All of you that would like to join up with us, come on here and take the name as quick as possible. Come on over here. Come on and join up this thing. Let's have unity among ourselves.
Come on forward, brothers and sisters. Who's their Klan and not? Everybody that's not registered, please remain in your seat. Come on up and see and shake the hand of Honorable Elijah Muhammad and prove to him that you're a man and that you're behind a black man. If you think it's time for black men to have their freedom, their justice, their equality, then get behind a man that's standing for black people. Get behind a man that is defending the black man. Get behind a man that is not afraid to put his life out for the black man and the black woman of America. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Those who are not registered, please keep your seat. But if you are a black man and think it's time for black people to get behind black men, stop calling the Ku Klux Klan, then come on and get behind Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Your own kind, your own brother, your own leader. Honorable Elijah Muhammad knows what it means to suffer. He knows what the little man in the street is going through with. Honorable Elijah Muhammad says it's time for us to have some earth that we can call our own. It's time for us to have something, security, happiness, protection for our women and children. Don't be afraid. Come on and get behind us.